Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Monday, the 14th of July. Hope you're doing well. I know usually not on Mondays, but I'm not going to be here the rest of the week. So I thought, well, hey, I'll pop on here on Monday. We'll talk about what's going on and what to expect for this week. It's a big earnings week when it comes to banks and some of the S&P 500 stocks. So we'll talk about that and more too when Dave joins us in just a few seconds. Hey, before we do that, let's not forget that in this world we live in, there are so many things that are out of our control, but you can take control of your investment portfolio by knowing the amount of risk you have in that portfolio and making sure that it really lines up with the amount of risk you should have in your portfolio based on how close you are to retirement. Give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement analysis. 30-minute phone call. We'll answer your questions, see if you're on the right track, make some recommendations, and help you make sure that you're ready for the retirement you always dreamed of. Hey, we got that and more coming up with Dave. Just a second.
My name is Dave. We're at 8:40 now, 20 before 9. Advisory services offered through Second Half Financial Partners, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The opinions voiced and information provided in this material are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments are appropriate for you, please consult with a financial advisor. Second Half Financial Partners, LLC does not provide tax or legal advice. Please consult your tax or legal advisor regarding your particular situation. And good advice is always good because, well, things are weird out there. Let's check in and see what's going on Wall Street this morning with the resources of Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services in downtown Sebring. Good morning, Phillip.
Hey, good morning, Dave. Glad to be with you on this Monday. But, the market's a little leery about what's going on in the tariff field.
Absolutely. Over the weekend, we had more saber rattling with Canada. We had more letters going out saying, unless you turkeys kowtow a little bit, we're going to end up whacking you with increased tariffs. And, even though they've kind of gotten used to the notion that President Trump negotiates in public, it still is a little disconcerting when they start going out. Now we're looking at August 9th. Is it the 9th? His supposed deadline to come up with a deal. And the deals aren't exactly falling like rain in the afternoon around here, are they?
No, they're not, unfortunately, and that's I think we at first we were getting some deals, but they definitely seem to be a little slower coming now.
Absolutely. We're getting some harder negotiations, and some of that might be the fact that, the opposition in these negotiations is saying, well, he's probably going to change his mind and give us an extension anyway, so it may end up requiring another one of those quote-unquote Liberation Day releases. Net result was everybody was a little circumspect on Friday, and we had a red day on Friday in Wall Street. Not a disaster by any measure, but they definitely took money off the table. Dow was down 279 points. The S&P was down $20.70. NASDAQ was down by 45. Got to keep in mind, though, that 2071 on the S&P still leaves us only about $21 short of an all-time record. So it's not exactly a panic either, is it?
No, it's not. The worst performer, honestly, was the Russell 2000. It was down 1.25, almost $29. So it was a rough day. And let me just give you a little heads up. It's not looking much prettier this morning.
I was afraid you were going to say that. It looks to me like we've got a new hedge area to go. Crypto is going absolutely batty. We were amazed last week when Bitcoin bumped its nose on 111. Good Lord, I'm looking over $121,000 for Bitcoin this morning. That's almost starting to look like a good investment, and I'm choking on my own bodily fluid saying that.
Yeah, it's interesting day as we look at crypto. I mean, and not just Bitcoin, right? It's the other ones too.
Even Dogecoin was up. Dogecoin was up, and when that's up, it's a bull market. So we'll even buy crypto from Elon Musk. We're so aggressive.
It's anywhere from the Bitcoin's up 2.1. There's one of them, XRP, up 3.1% this morning. It's just crazy. These numbers and how high they've gotten. I mean, that's just a big number for Bitcoin now.
It
approach
does look like we're going. It does
2000.
look like we're going into a hedge mode, though, because when we get to the futures, gold and silver are both in green territory as well. It's going to be an eventful week, just not real eventful today. Earnings season gets into full swing. Looking at my calendar, looks like we're going to go crazy tomorrow because we got most of the big banking firms all reporting tomorrow, and then the rest of the big ones report on Wednesday. Add to that the fact we're going to get an inflation reading tomorrow. Any expectations on the CPI that you've heard?
Well, here's what I've got. I've got core CPI. Well, I'm sorry, the year of, well, let me do 0.3. Consumer Price Index 0.3, both overall and core expected to go up 0.3.
And they're saying that they're expecting it to go, the annualized rate to go up by a little bit. That might kind of put a damper on any remaining dreams that the Fed could reduce interest rates this month, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you got the year-over-year number overall 2.7, and the core 3% is the expectation. I mean, both those numbers are getting, well, they're going the wrong direction, Dave.
That's a good way to put it. As we start earnings season, I got an interesting set of figures that come out. Third quarter, they're already starting to put out projections. For the third quarter of the year, the FactSet people are saying they expect earnings to grow like 7.5%, full year profit growth at like 9%. And that puts a little bit of pressure on the second quarter earnings because they're kind of expecting them to be on the conservative side. It's kind of interesting. It sounds to me like if the expectations are low for the second quarter and they're high for the third quarter, this is going to be one of those reporting seasons where guidance is really going to make you or break you, even if you happen to miss a number or two on the report.
Yeah, it will be. We're heading, it seems like, the end of the year is fastly approaching. And so with the tariff talk and the GDP number coming out soon, all those things are going to be relative and important news when we look at the economics. I was looking at interest rates, 30-year treasuries almost at 5% again, 4.98.
Which kind of explains why the average mortgage rate went up again last week, doesn't it?
Exactly. So we continue to see pressure on that. I think I saw the dollar was the weakest it's been the start of this year so far since I think I saw 1973. Yeah, it was some crazy number like that when I was scanning through some headlines.
Now, when you look at dollar relativity, it always has impacts on the international trade front. A cheaper dollar means that our stuff is more affordable overseas, but it's almost like a tax increase on imported stuff coming in here. So it's a double-edged sword. If we want to balance our trade, well, a cheap dollar is probably okay because we buy a lot more than we sell. But at the same time, along with the tariffs, a cheaper dollar also means that we're going to end up losing a few more points in terms of the price of the imported junk that we buy from Wally World.
That's right. It will.
We can't win. Let's see. Other tidbits. Oh, yes. Did get word that Kraft Heinz is planning to break up their company.
Back to Heinz and Kraft?
Evidently. Cheese on one side, ketchup on the other side. I just found that mildly interesting. We're at the very least talking about acquisitions, mergers, and split-ups, even in the case of a hinky economy.
Hey, listen to this. Listen to this. Morgan Stanley. You'll like this, right? Because what's Trump want to do? He wants to kick Powell out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Stanley says, don't expect any big changes even after Powell's gone, because he doesn't rule. That person doesn't rule a committee. It's a committee, and they vote on whether or not to raise interest rates. And he said the dynamic is not going to be changed by that much.
The dot plot kind of confirmed that, too, because almost nobody wanted to drop interest rates in July. There were like two outliers on the votes, and everybody else was saying, no, hold steady. And like you say, and Morgan Stanley said, Powell just has that one vote. He's got a loud vote, but it's still just one vote, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. So President Trump could be campaigning against his new nominee even before the new nominee takes office. That could be intriguing. You did have one report to start out the morning. It's something that those of us that follow the big companies do recognize, and I've seen their I've seen storefronts with them, but they're primarily industrial. How did the Fastenal company do?
Hey, they did well. They beat on earnings by about a penny a share. Revenue was okay as well. So they're trading up this morning 4%, which is not bad. Up $1.73 right now.
Cool. And tomorrow we'll get all the names that we've heard of in the morning. Again, kind of a down day on Friday, 45 minutes before we open up this morning. What are we looking at on the futures today?
It's some red ink on the index side, Dave. The Dow's down a third. The S&P 500 is down about 0.3, and the Nasdaq 100 is down a quarter. So everything's solid red right now. On the other side, we've got silver up another almost 0.5%, Dave. It is over $39. It's $39.14. Think about
Wow.
it. It is creeping towards 40. That's crazy. We got gold's down about 0.2% this morning. And then crude oil is trying to get to 70, Dave, up 1.1% right now, $69.20 a barrel.
You know, I seem to remember a few weeks ago you had an analyst saying that they expected silver to hit 50, and I kind of giggled. I think I might be eating my words.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to be going crazy with manufacturing, I think probably mostly.
Mostly, I guess so. Looking overseas, the Asian rim market was decidedly mixed. The Chinese mainland markets were even split. One was down by 0.1%. The other was up by 0.3%. Call it a mixed bag in Asia this morning at 6 a.m. Over in Europe, they're a little nervous about President Trump's doggy dance we're doing on tariffs. Most of the indexes are down halfway through their day, not catastrophically. The average European index down by about 0.25% halfway through the trading day over there. Getting my retirement plans together so I know I can retire gets more important with every passing day. Phillip, how do I find you to get my plan in place?
Then give us a call, 863-382-00. I forgot my own phone number, 37. So, hey, join us there where we'll give you 30 minutes of our time to really talk about your retirement, where you are, where you need to be, and how to get there. And then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 7:30 a.m. and 95.3 FM, Dave. And a little teaser, we'll be talking about the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill. So catch us then.
Not the Better Business Bureau, the Big
Not
Beautiful Bill.
There you go. That's right. Let's get the right BBB.
Gotcha. My friend, I appreciate it. We'll catch you in a few, all right?
All right. Sounds good, man. Thanks.
Thank you. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. Have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you next week as I leave for some training to learn better how to coach my clients in and through retirement. Until then, have a great day. Bye now.